lab classroom. Okay, when you are going to open up a Google Doc from the Google Classroom, it will open up in, whether you're on a new pad or an old iPad, you will generally see this particular page. So say, for instance, you open up the very first worksheet in the very first lesson. That's number 1, LGITF worksheet. So what will happen is it will pop up like this did. When it does, this is the original worksheet and everybody has access to it. So we don't want people filling it out, because the next person that tries to open it up from the virtual classroom will see your work, which will be a little confusing. And you will lose it because they'll delete everything and use it for themselves. So what you do is you hit this little black back arrow that's at the top left, and you see that it's on your Work Offline My Drive. And you hit the 3 ellipses. You find the worksheet, since you know what it's called, and you hit the 3 ellipses, which means the 3 little dots, and you will see where it says make a copy down that list, and you will click make a copy. It'll pop up, and that's great. We want it to do that. Now that it's popped up, we want to hit that little back arrow again. We want to hit the 3 ellipses again, and we want to rename it. So how we want you to rename it is we want you to just delete copy of and put your first name and your last initial. And then we want you to click rename. Now once you do that, you are now the owner of that document, and that's the one you will work in. Now you see that I have I have opened it up and I'm getting ready to work in it. I can either just put my finger on the iPad and it will come up and allow me to start working on it, or I can just click that little pencil at the very bottom and use that. Now if you get a little sign like this that pops up and it says some of these elements don't work, that's fine, just hit continue, no big deal. So I'm going to put my name, and I'm going to put the date, and I'm going to start working on this worksheet. And as I do this and I work on this worksheet, I might have to leave, and if I do, that's fine. I'm just going to check it to let it know to stop editing, and when I'm ready to go back in again, I just hit that little pencil at the bottom right and it lets me in, and when I'm ready to save, I just hit the check mark on the top left. It's really that easy. Now I hit that back arrow again and I am back into the main Google Drive workspace. Say I'm finished with this and I want to send it to Evernote. I can do that. So what I want to do is, obviously, if I've been out of it and I want to go back into it, I find it in the Google space, the Google Docs space. And if you want to know where the Google Docs space is, after you have saved it, you'll find it under here, under the Docs. It's a little blue notebook page, and you hit Docs, and that's where you'll find it again. You don't have to go through the virtual workspace to find it once you have saved it and renamed it. So open it back up, and here it is. So I'm going to hit the 3 ellipses at the very top. I'm ready to send it to Evernote. So I hit share and export, and I tell it to send a copy, and it's preparing it. And I scroll over through here and I find Evernote and I touch Evernote. And so now it's calling it Crystal B LGITF document. Now be aware, if you put a period after your initial, that number 1 LGITF will not show up. The other thing you want to look at is where it says Crystal Bishop. That's nice, it says my name, but if it for instance, if I was Melissa, I need it to say Melissa. So I just need to scroll down, check it, hit the back button, and it'll go to the notebook I tell it to. So make sure you pick your notebook or somebody's going to get your work. So the clip is now saved. So let's look at it and make sure that it is where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to pick my name, document appearing. So if I want to look at it, I can. I just press the link and it